Hey, Crystal, what's up? Prenatal coach is on Bowen Island. Hello, my dear. How are you? Go ahead and tap that screen. Hey, Ottawa, what's going on? Hey, Michaela, what's up? What's up? Hey, Julie from Barrie, what's up? Michelle from Toronto, Chantel from New West, Chicago in the house. What's going on? So let's talk about stress. Hey, from Steveston, Amanda, my darling, how are you? Um, Maria from Toronto, hello, hello. So we're going to talk about something. It's going to be a quick, short one, and I'd like to. On the road to Missouri. Well, please drive safely. I hope you're not driving. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I just completed a couple of interesting. When are we coming to Toronto? September the 17th and 19th. We're finalizing it. I'm on the phone with the Ritz-Carlton. It's going to likely be at the Ritz-Carlton for the overview experience. It's going to be fun. Please go ahead and keep tapping. All right, so check this out. I had a couple of really neat overviews today and with clients. And the overview method is what it is, it's a self-healing tool that you can learn, that you can categorically take any stress that you're going through and bring, or life situation. If you look at your life, you'll have a list of 20 to 30 stresses, I'm sure, every time. This is what happens. And it takes any stress that you're going through and it changes your perception of it so you're no longer stressed. So what I discovered, I wanted to share with you because maybe this is going to resonate with you. Because your health problems often are related to the stresses, the stressful stories from your past. So one of the people that I've been working with, she has been having some food sensitivities, food allergies, that kind of thing with eggs. And so she eats eggs, all of a sudden has a sensitivity to it, contacts me and goes, my hands are hurting. And so I'm like, okay, so what happens is, what I discovered is any pain that you're going through or any stress that you're going through evokes feelings within you. Evokes feelings within you that actually are triggers from previous memories. So check this out. I asked her, I said, what do you feel? She goes, I feel throbbing and I feel anger and frustration. So I asked her this question, which I want you to ask this question regarding the stresses that you're going through in your life. When is my earliest, most powerful memory of feeling this throbbing anger? So she discovers it. It was during a scene that she brought up. She'd go, oh my God, there it is, where, she got really angry with a group of people who were bullying her, and then she went and got an axe. It was at a farm, and she started breaking a bunch of shit, right? And so this was the scene that she brought up. And so what we did was we went back to that scene and we got her to change her perspective on it. Because any scene that in your life that's traumatic, that you can't really say thank you for, you store in your memory and it becomes a resentment that you carry with you like a bag of rocks throughout your life that actually create a sense of depression, sense of chronic fatigue, adrenal fatigue. And then all of a sudden, you have a chronic illness or you start getting symptoms, which most people just take medication for. So I'm of the opinion that instead of covering things up and still holding on to those resentments, it's wiser to go back there and actually change your perspective of it. So what you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself this question: what was the benefit of me going through that? So what did she discover? She discovered that her anger was her ability to be, was a permission. The bullying basically was a permission for her to speak up and voice what she had been repressing all this time. They gave her a voice. And she started breaking stuff and realizing how cathartic it was. So it kind of spurred on her creativity of actually destroying things, which was a form of her art. So it was an amazing realization that this is one of those things that she holds near and dear to her. One of her highest values is her creativity and art. She realizes that the creativity and art was kind of helped and assisted by that experience. Her heart opens to it, and then I go, so how do your hands feel? And she goes, oh my God. I said, write something, because she couldn't write. She writes something, she goes, oh my God, the pain in my hands are gone or reduced by like 80%. I was like, wow. One lesson. Another client that I had today, hello from Indonesia, how are you? Another client I had today, she has a history of polycystic ovarian, cysts in her ovaries. So what happens is, if you have been diagnosed with an issue, I want you to go back to that moment, the horrific moment when it was first diagnosed, and something interesting you'll notice. We go back to the scene, and what happens is, I asked her to bring up the feelings. So she felt, was the key one, she felt betrayed by her body. Okay? Hello, 4 a.m. here, you can't sleep? Well, you might as well watch something that's pretty darn interesting. So check this story out. She felt betrayed by her body upon the diagnosis of polycystic ovarian. So guess what we did? I had her go back to her earliest memory where she felt betrayed, and she immediately, boom, started crying. Guess what it was? She was date raped in college. And she remembers going out with this guy she kind of liked. She wakes up. He puts something in her drink. She wakes up the next day freaking out, half-clothed, freaking out, and felt betrayed by this guy. And we just went to work on it and saw, how did that serve her? She saw that after that moment, she's a small-town farm girl, that woke her up to stop being so trusting, and she started being more discerning with guys. She became the mother hen. She started realizing, I see how I got myself into that situation with my naivety. So there's one of the most important things. This is not a blaming the victim game, but this is a taking responsibility type of a situation. Wherever something bad happens, wiser, instead of playing the victim, to say, this is how I contributed, so that I don't have to actually repeat it. And she had this certainty. In that moment of confusion, she had certainty that it would never happen again, and that she was able to connect with her students, because she loved working with kids age grade 6 to 8, which was around the starting the date age, and she was able to impart some wisdom. So she saw some great benefits and values in that scene. And as I was doing that scene, the stress that she was going through now with her cystic ovaries, she goes back to the previous scene, and as we were clearing out that, she felt this energy shift in her ovaries. It was weird. She goes, while we're going through this, she goes, I feel a change happening in my ovaries. And so in this kind of reproductive region. So the interesting thing, it's a very poorly understood, and I can't claim to make the claim to understand it, but the stresses that we're going through are helping us uncover feelings that are happening right now, which are emotional triggers that we haven't yet completed. And everyone has a story of suffering, but as I'm doing this more, I'm realizing the stresses and the depressions and the health problems that we're going through in our life right now are trying to get us to love our past and love and be grateful for our journey, because the resentment that we're holding towards our journey is paralyzing us from being able to soar and to be able to serve other people in a big level. We can play victim and give all the reasons why we shouldn't be playing big and we shouldn't be serving on a big level because, that terrible past that I've been through. I believe it's wiser for us to change that story and serve from a level of using our emotional scars as beauty marks. So if you resonate with this, please just tap that and let me know. Give that love, share that love. And if you have any questions, now is a good time. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, whatever's stressing you out, go back to your earliest memory of that feeling and look at it from a different perspective. I have the overview method, which is the fastest way of getting there. But you want to ask yourself this question: how did that serve me? How did that issue serve me? The stress that's going on in my life. First, you have to know who you are, what you're here. What if you have multiple situations? Good question. You're going to write a list of all of those situations that you went through, the terrible things that have happened. Write down the should that's associated with it. He shouldn't have put that into my drink. He shouldn't have betrayed me. I shouldn't have gotten married in the first place. They shouldn't have lied to me. All of the shoulds, you want to go back to those scenarios, disconnect from your negative emotion, and start asking, how did that serve me? How did it get me to be more real? How did it get me to be more humble? How did it get me to ask for help? How did it get me connected with my higher self? So it's really important to go there. Will I be in LA soon? It's not in the plans, honey, but you can come to Vancouver over the next weekend. We have the workshop coming out August 22nd, 23rd, so it would be great to have you. Stay tuned for details. Join the Overview Method discussion group. Everyone here, go to the Overview Method discussion group. You know, briefly tell your story, and we'd love to have you as part of the tribe asking questions. It's a great discussion group, especially for people who've done the Overview Method, have had an amazing insight, and oh geez. Yeah, next weekend, almost sold out. Yeah, next weekend in Vancouver. We got people flying from all over the world to attend and learn this. I train in a group setting how to take stressful, traumatic events, especially if you have PTSD, if you have anxiety, if you have depression, chances are it's tied to a traumatic event. And if you can take those stressful events and change your perspective of it, instantly it clears out. And it's really cool. If you want to learn the delusions that create stress, you want to learn a little bit more, please go to the website here, theoverviewmethod.com/stress. I'm putting it up right here. I wrote it out there. Theoverviewmethod.com/stress. And you're going to learn theoverviewmethod.com. Put your email in. You're going to learn about 7 primary delusions or lies that we tell in any stressful event that creates stress in our lives and how to actually transform it. So if you have any questions, now's a good time to ask. Writing is good for letting things go. Absolutely. There's good research that says if you just write your feelings, write down your feelings. I'm angry. I am sad. That's actually a part of healing it. That's why question number 4 in the overview method, I get you to go to stressful, traumatic events, and I get you to say, how did that make you feel? Because most of us, what we do is we try to numb our feelings, and we try to, we try to eliminate. We try to run away from feelings. We try to repress them. So what you want to do is actually bring them up. What about panic attacks? Great question. Panic attacks and anxiety, extended benefits pay for the seminar. I could get it under some chiropractic. You can have a portion of it, yes, but not all of it. Absolutely not. So a portion of it, the chiropractic portion. Chantel, message me privately and I'll answer that question. Panic attacks and anxiety are simply distractions from resentment. So if you're holding on to resentment, if you're holding on to panic, if you're holding on to all of these feelings of stress and anger, but you just have the belief I shouldn't feel that way, or you're trying to do affirmations or get rid of them, that feeling of resentment will create anxiety. And if you don't pay attention, it will create panic attacks. Panic attacks and anxiety are you can totally turn them around without having to cure them. They are actually a distraction. Panic and anxiety is a distraction from your resentment. The resentment towards the stressful stories of your life. It's wise for you to learn a tool that you can use over and over and over again. Don't worry about the price of something or the cost of something. Worry about the cost of not clearing out your resentments. Look at this. Look at this right here. See that? That is the planet Earth right there. That is the Earth. You are there. That's where you are. And I got to tell you, you are only going to be on that planet on total for about 60 to 80, 90 years, depending on how well you take care of yourself. Okay? And your job is to make a splash on the planet and a dent in the universe. You know, we're on a floating spaceship and we can't stay. And the whole purpose is to have a life of purpose that you're serving other people, getting over your story of suffering. And the only way to do that is to find gratitude in those traumatic events so that you can rise above and serve other people with it. So hopefully that was useful. Add me to Facebook, Dr.Nima. And Dr. Nima, can you please do these scopes same time every day so we can plan and not miss? Well, it depends on my schedule. I will do as best I can, and just keep in touch. Add me to Facebook, Dr. Nima, and definitely put your email into there if you miss out on the next episode. I have an episode coming up on post-traumatic stress within the next few days. You will, if you enter your email there, you'll be one of the first people to watch it. So I look forward to sharing with you, and we'll catch you on the flip side, and feel free to ask any questions and connect with me. I'll be available. Take good care.